Hello everyone, welcome to the series of Daily Current Affairs series. In this series, today we will discuss about 28th April current affairs. Myself, Sundeep. Welcome to my channel, Gear Up for Group 1 exam. Let us discuss the current affairs. The first one, Governor's powers to issue ordinance unquestionable. This is said by State Poll Panel Chief Kanagraj files a counter in High Court. We have to see the history of this case. There is a State Election Commissioner Ramesh Kumarji deferred a polls by 6 weeks. For that, AP government came up with one ordinance, that is AP Panchayati Raj Ordinance 2020. For that, what is that ordinance? That is to reduce the tenure of SEC from 5 years to 3 years. By that, he has to left the office. That is, Ramesh Kumarji has to left the office. He filed a complaint in High Court. For that, AP government has to file the counter against that. For that, State Poll Panel Chief Kanagraj filed a counter in High Court. He said that validity of AP Panchayati Raj Ordinance 2020, it comes under or it satisfied the Article 213 of Section 1 in Indian Constitution. Ex-SEC said that he has the discretionary powers to defer the civic polls. Don't take it as a political issue. Please see it as for our exams only. We have to see what are the roles and responsibilities of governor. Here I am giving the roles and responsibilities of a governor. As the governor is said to be a part of state legislature, he has the right of addressing and sending message, summoning, deferring and dissolving the state legislature, just like the president has. In respect to the parliament, although these are the formal powers, in reality the governor must be guided by the chief minister and his council of ministers before making such decisions. The governor inaugurates the state legislature and the first session of each year. Please make a note, each year, by addressing the assembly, outlining the new administrative policies of the ruling government. Here, roles and responsibility of governor is very important. Why? Because in 2019 prelims, they asked about who will inaugurate the state legislature and first session of each year. That is governor. In 2019 prelims, they asked about the session of each year, but they have given only first session. Please make a note that this is very important. Roles and responsibility of governor very important. Please read it once again. The governor lays before the state legislature the annual financial statement and also makes the demands for grants and recommendation of money bills. He has power to recommendation of money bills. Next one, the governor constitutes the State Finance Commission. He also holds the power to make advances out of the contingency fund of the state in the case of unforeseen circumstances like COVID-19. All bills passed by the Legislative Assembly become a law only after the governor approves them. In any case, in any laws as amending by or releasing by Legislative Assembly, they has to get approved from governor. In case it is not a money bill, the governor holds the right to send it back to the Vidhan Sabha for reconsideration. But if the Vidhan Sabha sends back to the bill to the governor the second time, then he has to sign it. Next one, important one, the governor has the power to promulgate an ordinance when the legislative assembly is not in session. If you see this situation, if you coincide with this situation, now legislative assembly is not in session. The governor has the power to promulgate an ordinance and when the legislative assembly is not in session, and a law has to brought into effective immediately. That law has to be brought into the effective immediately. However, the ordinance is presented in the state legislature in the next session after COVID-19 and remains operative for a total of 6 weeks. That is 30 days plus 15 days, 45 days. Unless it is approved by the legislature. Only after the legislature only it will be comes under ordinance. Here, don't take it as a political issue. Ramesh Kumarji also went to the High Court. Today, High Court will listen this case, that is April 28th. Tomorrow we have to wait for the judgment. Next one, editorial explanation. Virtual yet open. We are facing the COVID-19 situation in India. What about the courts? There is a famous quote, QUOTE. If justice delayed, that means justice denied. Justice delayed means justice denied. From that, if courts are also closed, that victim or a person will not get a justice. For that, amidst the national lockdown, the Supreme Court and several other courts have been holding virtual proceedings from computer or online. Now, present Chief Justice of India, that is S.A. Bobde, emphasizes the virtual courts are open courts too. Here, there is association, that is Supreme Court Bar Association has requested that use of video conference should be limited to the duration of the current crisis and not become a new normal to this situation. We have to use this virtual proceedings up to this current crisis only. We don't make it continuous. Why? Because we have seen last week one victim came to online with banyan. That situations may happen. For that, apart from that, there is some challenges also in that, about live streaming of that court proceedings, or attendance of lawyers, or attendance of CJI, that is Chief Justice of India, S.A. Bobde. These are the challenges in the virtual proceedings. For that, we have to wait. Next one, India among top 3 military spenders report. Which report is given for this? India is among the top 3 military spenders. Please make a concentrate on it. It is very important. Why? Because in previous questions it is asked a question on that. Top 3 are largest 3 countries who are spending on militaries. Why? Because India is spending more on military, because countries' tensions and rivalry with Pakistan, China among major drives for increased expenditure. That's why we are investing more in, or we are increasing more expenditure in military. I said there is a report. That report is Stockholm, that is Swedish think tank, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, that is SIPRI, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. If you see the largest 5 military spenders, that is the first one, obviously the first one US, next one China. After that, previously in 2018 we are under 4th stage. Now we are under India among the top 3 military spenders, that is India is 3rd stage. After that, previously Saudi Arabia is in 3rd stage, but now it is went to 5th stage after Russia. Again we will see USA, United States of America, China, India, Russia and Saudi Arabia. These are the 5 largest military spenders. If you see the amount, the $71 billion spent by India on defense in 2018 was 2.4% of its GDP. What is GDP? GDP is a gross domestic product. It is a 2.4% of its GDP. Please make a note. There is a $71.1 billion. That is huge amount. That is 2.4% of its GDP. Next one, MFs, that is mutual funds. RBI opens 50,000 crore liquidity trap. The RBI has announced a special window of 50,000 crore for mutual funds in a view of the redemption pressure. We have seen last week 1 lakh credit given by the RBI. In that 50,000 is given to NBFCs. Another remaining 50,000 is given to SIDBI and NABARD and NHB, National Housing Board, that is NHB. But to bid that TLTRO, that is targeted long-term repo operations, banks not came to invest in that NBFCs or lend to NBFCs. For that, RBI came up with 50,000 crore. The RBI said the liquidity stress is limited to high risk debt funds. Please make note, there is a high risk debt funds in the market. The RBI said the liquidity stress is limited to high risk debt funds and the larger industry remains liquid in state only. RBI will conduct a repo operation of 90-day tenor at the fixed rate repo or repo rate. Here is a word, repo rate, or what is repo rate? Suppose banks don't have any money to lend his customers, their customers. Then what banks will do? They will borrow some money from RBI, that is repo rate. If banks having more surplus of money, they will give a reverse to the RBI, that is reverse repo rate. Here we have to see the RBI will conduct repo operation of 90-day tenor at the fixed rate repo. Here the move comes after we have seen the last week Franklin Templeton mutual fund decided to wind the 6 debt funds that have combined assets under management of nearly 26,000 crore and an account of illiquid. That means no liquid stage are there, no liquid funds are there. That's why Franklin Templeton Investments have to wind the 6 debt funds. For that, RBI opens a 50,000 crore liquidity trap. Next one, I promise to make every state national parks. Today we will discuss about national parks in Rajasthan. That's the first one, Ranthambore National Park. Second one, Sariska National Park. Third one, Mount Abu Wildlife Sanctuary. Fourth one, Koilado Ghana Bird Sanctuary. And fifth one, Gajnar Wildlife Sanctuary. These are the wildlife sanctuaries or national parks in Rajasthan. Once again I will read it. Because there is a importance for in today's competitive exams. That's why I am giving every state's national park in our daily current affairs series. For that, Ranthambore National Park, Sariska National Park, Mount Abu Wildlife Sanctuary, Koilado Ghana Bird Sanctuary, Gajnar Wildlife Sanctuary. Next one, I promise to make a UPSC prelims previous year's question paper analysis, that is happened in 2019. Today I am taking second question, that is what was the purpose of inter-credit agreement signed by Indian banks and financial institutions? Indian banks and financial institutions. Please see the options. The first one, to lessen the government of India's perennial burden of fiscal deficit and current account deficit. Last week we have seen about the fiscal deficit. That means there is a difference between expenditure and receipts, that is known as fiscal deficit. Next one, to support the infrastructure projects of central and state government, to act as independent in case of applications for loans of 50 crore or more, to aim at faster resolution of stress assets of 50 crore or more which are under consortium lending. What is consortium lending? If suppose a big customer or big party came up for loan, he wants some almost suppose if Ambani comes for bank to borrow money, suppose 1,000 crores required, whether one bank will give that 1,000 crores? No, it forms a syndicate with other banks. Suppose he came to SBI. If SBI have that 50 crores means that SBI will give. Otherwise, if Ambani will ask about 1,000 crores, it won't give. Why? Because it don't have that much of liquidity. For that, it will syndicate with another bank like Union Bank or Punjab National Bank or Bank of Baroda National Park, Bank of Baroda. That is a consortium lending, syndication of 2 or more banks. Here we have to see what is ICA. First one, what is inter-credit agreement? How it will work? The ICA is an agreement among banks that have dues from a borrower in stress. The pact mandates the lead bank to formulate the resolution plan that will to be executed in time bounded in manner. Applicability, all corporate loans above 50 crore. Please make a note it. Please underline it. All corporate loans above 50 crore. Binding condition. If 66% or two-thirds of the lenders in terms of aggregate exposure approve, then the pact is binding on all the lenders. Exit option. Dissenting lenders will have an exit route, either selling their exposure at the discount or buying exposure of the other lenders at a premium. Who is in? Here we have to see the 24 banks including SBI, Bank of India, Corporation Bank have already signed up. A majority of the lenders are expected to follow up by the end of the week. Some NBFC may also come on board. This is a inter-creditor agreement. Here what he asked about, what was the purpose of inter-credit agreement signed by Indian banks and financial institutions. From these options we will mark as a to aim at faster resolution of stress assets. We have seen that what is ICA. From that we have seen resolution of stress assets 50 crore or more, which comes under consortium lending. For that, this question answer is option D, that is to aim at faster resolution of stress assets 50 crore or more, which are under consortium lending. Thank you very much. Please subscribe to my channel. Gear up for Group 1 exam. This is Sundeep signing off. Take care. Bye bye.